This Justin, ladies and gentlemen. The ICC has rejected appeals of arrest warrants that were issued on October 17 for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant. Gallant. Let's get into this brand new reporting. The article, ladies and gentlemen, is by BSS News. The article is titled ICC Rejects Israel Appeal Bid Over Arrest Warrants. And, ladies and gentlemen, the article reads: The International Criminal Court Friday rejected Israel's bid to appeal against arrest warrants for its Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, Gallant, over the war in Gaza. In a ruling that made headlines around the world, the ICC in November found reasonable grounds to believe Netanyahu and Gallant, again, that's Gallant, bore criminal responsibility for alleged war crimes and crimes against humanity in Gaza. The ICC has issued arrest warrants for 3 top leaders from the Palestinian militant movement Hamas, but Netanyahu and Gallant, but dropped these after their deaths. The warrants against Netanyahu and Gallant, Gallant, ladies and gentlemen, the arrest warrants against Netanyahu and Gallant sparked outrage in Israel, also in the United States, which has since slapped sanctions on top of ICC officials. Netanyahu describes it as an anti-Semitic decision, and the then U.S. President Joe Biden slammed it as outrageous. Israel had asked the court in May to dismiss the warrants. Ladies and gentlemen, the warrants. While it weighed a separate challenge over whether the ICC had jurisdiction in the case, the court rejected this on July 16, saying there was no legal basis for quashing the warrants while the jurisdiction challenge was pending. A week later, Israel asked for leave to appeal that ruling, but judges ruled on Friday that The issue as framed by Israel is not an appealable issue. The chamber therefore rejects the request. ICC said in a complex 13-page ruling. The ICC judges are still weighing a wider Israel challenge over jurisdiction. When the court originally issued the warrants, the arrest warrants in November, it simultaneously rejected an appeal from Israel against its jurisdiction. However, in April, the ICC's appeals chamber ruled the pretrial chamber was wrong to dismiss the challenge and ordered it to look again in detail at Israel's arguments. However, in April, the ICC appeals ordered it to look again. It is not clear when it will hand down a ruling on that issue.